Hello, and welcome to the Slay Imposter Syndrome live coaching series. I am Cheryl McCreary, your executive leadership coach, and today I am so thrilled to be talking to you about beware of false prophets. Beware of false prophets. Now, that's a little bit biblical, and that's not what I'm talking about, but here's what I mean by beware of false prophets. I mean coaches, leaders, consultants, experts, people who have set themselves up to be experts in some field, have set themselves up to be someone who is experienced enough to guide you in your career or your life, whether they call themselves a coach, a consultant, an expert, whatever it is, beware, beware. And here's what I mean by that. So many people now call themselves coaches. I see it all the time. I see it on social media, on YouTube. I see it on Facebook. I see it all over everywhere. People are life coaches or transformational coaches or, spiritual coaches or some kind of coaching that's going to help you do something, right? Business coaches, entrepreneur coaches. There are all these people who are hanging out their shingle saying that they are a coach or saying that they're a leader or an expert. And I want you to be thinking through some very specific things as you look at and as you review these individuals and evaluate them. So that's why I say beware of false prophets, right? So here's one thing I want you to look out for. When you're looking for a coach, an expert, a consultant, or in whatever way, right, whatever area of your life, the number one thing I want you to look for is their training and education. Right. So looking at where were they trained? Where were they educated? Where did they get certified? What is their background? Right. What is their educational background in terms of coaching, consulting? And here's why. If you go through, so I went to Georgetown University for my executive coaching leadership certification. And when you go through a coaching program, and I'm not saying everyone should be going to that program, but when you have someone who's gone through a coaching program and has learned the skills of coaching, the skills of leadership, the skills and the techniques that coaches use, then you have someone who's trained to actually provide coaching. I can't tell you how many times I see someone saying they're a coach, and then I'm mortified by how they either attack people or harm people or are negative with people or just completely out of any kind of not using any kind of coaching techniques that I recognize, right? So the first thing you want to do in evaluating a coach is look at what is their educational or training or certification background, so that you can really see, have they studied to be a coach? The second thing I would say is you want to look for a coach who actually has some kind of ethics, right? That it's clear they have some kind of ethics. And here's what I mean. I see a lot online now, people saying you got to hold this person accountable, you got to hold people accountable. And the beautiful thing about coaching is, yes, coaches hold you accountable. That is the fantastic thing about it. My coach holds me accountable to my goals and dreams, and that's what coaches help do. But holding someone accountable is not attacking them or breaking them down, right? Holding someone accountable is not harsh words, harsh statements that make people feel less than. Holding someone accountable as a coach means that what you're doing is you are accompanying your client on a journey towards their best life, their dreams, their goals, the things that they want for themselves. And so your role as a coach is to accompany them, to guide them, to point things out, and to hold them accountable to the goals that they have set. Right. So if their goal is to get promoted, or their goal is to have their business hit seven figures this year, or their goal is to get married, or whatever it is, right? Then that coach should be holding them accountable to the goals they've set. That's what accountability means. So for my clients, what that would look like is, let's say that my clients said, okay, one of the things I'm going to do is I really want to get promoted, or I'm looking for another job. I'm going to update my LinkedIn profile. I'm going to learn some new skills by taking advantage of training at work, and I'm going to do something else, right? So my job as a coach and holding them accountable is making sure they do sign up for that training at work and they go through the training, making sure they do get their LinkedIn profile updated and upgraded. Right. That is holding someone accountable. So it's positive reinforcement for something that the client wants. So when you go to a coach and they say they're going to hold you accountable, if they're saying things to you that break you down or make you feel bad or indict you in some way or criticize you, that is not coaching. That is not a coach. That's something else. I don't know what that is, but that's what that is. Okay. So that's why I say beware of false prophets. So the third thing I want you to be aware of when you're sort of looking for a coach, an expert, someone to follow, a mentor. I want you to also make sure that they have expertise in the area that you need help with. Here's what I mean. So let's say if you are someone who you were looking for a life coach and you want to get married, right? Because you want to have this great relationship, you want to find the right person for you. Then that life coach should either have a stream of authentic testimonials that are visible, people references that you can call where it's clear they have helped other people get married, and or they should be, have that experience themselves, right? They should be someone who is modeling what you want. Now, even if they're not modeling what you want, meaning maybe they're not married, maybe they're divorced, but they have testimonials and evidence and proof, and you can call references or you can reach out to people to confirm that the coach has the skills that they say they have, then that's what you want to do, right? You need to make sure that coach is experienced in what you want. If I take it to the corporate level, which is where most of my clients are, so let's say my clients, typically I coach around what's called executive presence or leadership presence, communication skills, personal brand, imposter syndrome, those things. So if a client is looking for is wants to work with me, they can look at my bio, they can look at my LinkedIn. I have taught executive presence at Harvard Business School. I've taught executive presence trainings at all kinds of Fortune 500 companies. I legit have on my resume and bio places where I have done work, right? So they can look at that and say, oh, this person's an expert in executive presence or leadership presence. Now, I don't have to be, I work with, right now on my client roster, I have scientists, I have CIOs, I have engineers, I have financial VPs in finances and banking, I have data security people, right? So I don't have to be an expert in those roles. I don't have to be an expert in financial data. I don't have to be an expert in data analytics. I don't have to be an expert in science, because they're coming to me because they want to get promoted and they need to work on their executive presence and their brand in order to be propelled to the next level. So they can look at my background, they can call my references, they can see the companies I've worked with, the leaders I've worked with, they can look at my recommendations on LinkedIn, and they can see I am legit in the things that I say I can help you do. Right? So these are the things I want you to be thinking about when you are looking at and evaluating coaches. Beware of false prophets, beware of false coaches, beware of false experts. You have to look and make sure, are they educated? Are they certified? What program did they go to? You have to also look at, are they giving constructive, positive, generative feedback, or are they tearing people down? And you also have to look at, are they experienced in what you want help with, right? Have they helped people do the same thing? So these are the things I want you to be keeping in mind as you're looking around this world where everybody's a coach, every other person is a coach. These are the things I want you to begin to verify before you actually sign on the dotted line. Okay, that's it for me today. I have had a great time being here with you. And if you are struggling with imposter syndrome or that feeling of fraud or not quite good enough and holding yourself back from the next level, holding yourself back for more revenue, join my masterclass. All the stuff is in the link right there below, and I will be there. I will be live. It is no cost to you at all, and I can answer any questions you have and help you understand how to slay imposter syndrome. Okay, have a wonderful, wonderful rest of the day. I will see you next time.